of treat others how you will want to be treated. And when he said that, it made me think about it. And at this point in place in time where a lot of people, they like the way I would probably treat them, and a lot of it I've noticed growing up and the older that I get is they take my kindness for weakness. But I do want to say this before I piggyback off of this whole entire topic. Please follow me. I don't want you to think that I'm rambling. There's a lot to this whole thing of this friendship thing, and I can probably go on for a good little minute. But, alright, I want you guys to know that a friendship is a relationship, whether you think so or not. And a lot of people think like, oh, I'm in a relationship. They're thinking relationship with your spouse, significant other. But when you think about it, a friendship is a relationship. And now that I'm older, because I'm now a wife, a mother, my relationships with the people that I would say are friends or people I would probably talk to on more of a normal basis, or even some that I wouldn't talk to on a normal basis. Now, those dynamics of those relationships have changed for me because of me being as a mom now and me being as a wife now. And it's really changed recently. Ooh, I almost knocked my water over. Of being a mom. And I've got it to the point where I've had friends not understand, because before I was an actual mom, I was a puppy mom. People didn't get that. It's just a dog. No, it's not just a dog. But if you get one, then maybe you would understand. Then I became a wife, and then people think that when you get married, you're dead. That's going to be another post for later. We're not going to get on that. But, and then the aspect of becoming a mom, a parent, where if you don't have kids, you can't relate or you don't get it. You can empathize, but you don't get it. That's another post for another day. But just to say that, because how my life has changed, my relationships have changed. And my thoughts and my outlook on people, those have changed as well. It's not a problem. It's not a bad thing. It's not a mean thing. It's just a thing. So that's today, far as my ideal of relationships and friendships going forward. But what I was saying before, mainly about the aspect of I don't feel like anybody will ever really truly know how to be a friend. And that's an essence of, this was before being a wife, a mom. This is going back to like my early 20s, you know, of seeing just how people treat you. Everybody's just, oh, so busy. I'm busy. Let me tell you what the fuck busy is. Try having a kid. Then you will realize, like, any time that you had prior to having a kid, you were not busy. You chose not to be busy. You chose not to pick up that phone call. You chose not to do anything. You chose whatever it is, like my husband says, like, you can't get upset with it, because if there's something that you truly wanted to do, you would have made time for it. And especially being in our early 20s, we ain't got no kids like that. So that means obviously when it came to the relationship, the friendship, you didn't care. That's fine. I mean, you think about it, we're 20s, we're in our early 20s, we're probably still kids in retrospect in the grand scheme of things in the eyes of people. So that's fine too. But I mean, like I said, we friends. You know, if you in my circle, I'm rocking with you. You rocking with me. There's probably nothing I wouldn't do for you. But, you know, fuck that up. Then, hey. Anywho, let's read the meaning of friendship. Let me do that. I will do that because I did want to highlight that aspect. So in my post, I will actually add that information for the post to check it out on friendship in the description box below. So if you want to check that out, you just go down there, click the link, and go ahead and read that. But definition of friendship. This is per Webster. The state of being friends, the quality or state of being friendly. And friendship per dictionary.com, the state of being a friend, which brings up the term friend. A person attached to another by feelings of affection or personal regard, a person who gives assistance, patron, supporter. That's per dictionary.com. And per Webster, one attached to another by affection or esteem. So when I say a lot of people don't truly know what it is to be a friend, I feel like they get that twisted because everybody is so, I don't want to say self-absorbed, but we are in this aspect of this day and age. It's me, self-gratification. I want it now. I don't want to work for it. So it's going to be about me. And if anything else, I'll catch you on the next one if you're not about me. Like, this is my world and you're just in it. And it's been like that, I've noticed, for a very, very long time, growing up. But now that I'm even coming in as a young adult and even noticing now in my 30s, like, the older I get, the worse that shit gets. Because I'm like, do you realize how old you are? And then everyone gets so offended because, I was offended by what they said because they was directing it at me. No, because not everything is about you. And if you realize everything wasn't about you, then maybe you wouldn't take offense. But on top of that means because of the type of person that you are, you was easily offended, and that means you probably wasn't doing right to begin with anyway. Think on that. But back to friendship. Friendship. They're relationships, people. So you would cultivate that the way you really, really want it to be. You can't just say, tomorrow I'll deal with you, or whatever the case may be. But at the same token, when you cultivate that relationship, like they said, which makes me think of the gardening, what is the gardening reference? Friendship is like a garden because you got to put time into it. Like, you plant the seed, you put the fertilizer in, the soil, the water. You take time to water the plants, and then they grow. Same thing as a friendship, a relationship. So if you have that, and it's a really good thing, and you know that you're inseparable with it, keep rocking with it and make sure you can solidify and grow that. But if, things have changed, it's not wrong. There's nothing wrong because people grow up, grow older, grow apart. There's nothing wrong with that. So if you feel as though that your current relationship doesn't fit your needs, then maybe you need to sit and you need to talk about it with that friend, or talk about it with yourself first to realize what is going on in my life that maybe we're not connecting anymore like we used to be. Because there's nothing wrong with you guys not being able to be friends, which goes back to the point of realizing, now that I'm older, that sometimes people can be friends for a lifetime, and then there's other people that are only in your life for a season. So if you can defy and realize if that person is really only in your life for a season, you'll be okay with letting that go. And then also, too, I also feel like people come into your life for a reason at a certain given point in time for you to learn a lesson. So once that lesson is learned, then, they will probably be removed from your life. Sometimes they can stay forever, and sometimes they can't, especially if it's supposed to be a lesson that you're supposed to learn. And also that if it's not, your relationship is not always going to be like that, it would take a certain type of friendship or relationship for you to be able to understand that and realize that, to either work on it or decide to say, hey, we're only going to be friends on this level. I see you, I'll call you, I'll text you, or maybe we'll fix it so that way we can work on it, that we can spend more time together in our time that we do have. But, which is funny because I always thought about relationships for me as far as that I already know that maybe for some of them that I've held on for far too long, depending on whether the situation may have been, whether, we've known each other since childhood, we grew up together, or just bonding over a certain experience, knowing you really didn't care for that person to begin with, but you knew that experience kind of probably solidified you as friends, even though if you really want to classify that as friends. But, certain things happen, and then sometimes that forms a bond or a relationship or a friendship from that. And it's okay to realize when a friendship relationship has passed that expiration date. And I say that in an experience of me I told my husband this. It's funny because I got story time, that I was telling my husband as far as how my friends have been treating me, in my 20s, and then again, you see it in your later 20s, and seeing it now in my 30s, and being a mom and things of that nature wow, this video is going on long, I felt like I couldn't save a friend. I felt like I could not get a good friend to save my life, and that it felt like that I might as well not have friends at all. And what my husband did point out was that, I shouldn't feel like that, and I shouldn't be like that, because for one, then I'm a very good person and stuff like that. And then for me, after this conversation, it made me realize that I am really truly a good person and I do deserve better. So that means I really shouldn't deal with what I'm dealing with as far as a friendship. And that, yes. And also, let me say what he was saying is that even though I don't think that I have that relationship with a friend, that I do have that relationship with my cousin Faye. And he said that he's never seen a relationship that the way he has seen with us and our interactions and how we are together and just how we vibe and just us just being us and just how I can't even explain it. But like, if you ever see me and Faye together, like it's something to see. And it's funny because he said he's never seen a relationship like that ever. So for me to ever think that I can never get the friend that I truly ever wanted, I already have that in Faye. So with that being said, that's something that I can constantly cultivate and grow on, and our relationship will always be strong, and we will always try to make a way for us to work, even if something happens. We're family. The shit, it happens. We'll get upset with each other, and then, we probably won't talk for a little bit, and then we'll come back together, and we're like, you know what, that was some crap, yep, but, she's a little bit better about it than me. I'm still the one that's in my feelings a little bit longer than she is, depending on the situation, but we always seem to work it out, and it's just, it is what it is. So I just wanted to say that to let you know, like, if you think you don't have it, you may actually have it. You just have to see and put in place where that relationship is that you didn't really realize or know. Like, to me, I have that in my cousin. That's family. So if I don't have it anywhere else, I have it with her. But the downside is we're like, time zones are fucking screwy. So we don't get to talk or like we used to. And it's not like we live in the same state. Because if we would hang all the time. Our husbands would so hate us. Because we would be getting in so much trouble. So maybe it's a good thing. I'm not quite sure. But I did want to say, once again, that friendships are relationships. And that it's okay if there's an expiration on that relationship. And it's okay to let it go if it's past expiration, and that you do deserve better. And if you feel as though you deserve better, then that means shoot for something better. Because, who wants a shitty relationship to begin with anyway? And that's all I have for you today, guys. I cannot talk. I'm not understanding. Ugh. But this is Woman Connect Wednesday, and I'm your girl Cita here, talking about relationships, friendships, because we all need them. And yeah, they just make us feel better, be better people, and it's just okay, girl. Get it, girl. Hi. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.